Welcome guys to my second video. Today we'll be going over the Mistweaver Monk patch 7.03 as far as PVE goes. Some of the most major changes that we have is, as you can tell, that we do not have chi anymore. Primary source will now be used as mana, which is kind of changes the Monk Mistweaver class up a little bit, but not too significantly. Now we have to rely totally on mana, and with that being said, we got to be a little bit more conserved with what we spend our mana usage on. As you can tell, the stances have been removed. There are no Spirit of the Crane or the Mistweaver stance. There's no fist weaving. It's a little change. However, I'll go a little bit more into detail about that in the video. Jade Servant statue is now a talent. If you would check on the level 60, level 90, my bad. The Jade Servant statue is now a talent that you'll have to spec into, but we'll go more into detail about that. Manatee is now removed, which means we can no longer build up stacks to regenerate our mana. Thunder Focus T is now going to be one of our primary glue spells when it comes to our rotation and how we strategically play as a Mistweaver Monk this coming Legion expansion. Let's get started, shall we? First, we're going to go look into talents. I'm going to show you guys what talents I think is best and viable for our spec as far as rating goes. As you can tell in Legion, most of these specs and talents that we go with, they're interchangeable. As you can see for my level 15, I decided to go with Mistwalk. Just me, personal preference, I like to be a little bit more mobile on the move. I hate to be standing still, but I would usually recommend that people go with either Chi Burst or Zen Pulse. Usually I would say Chi Burst is because it's pretty reliable. You know, it heals a bunch of enemies at the time. Zen Pulse, you only can use it if there are enemies around, which it doesn't get the full effect of it. We can move on to our level 30 talents, which is we have the Chi Torpedo, Tiger's Lust, and Celerity. Personally, I think this is really a no-brainer. Chi Torpedo is really fun. It replaces roll, and you get a movement increase after you use the spell, but when it comes to snares or boss fights where you may get linked or chained or whatever it may be, Tiger Lust automatically breaks that chain, so you're able to move out of it, and it's a 70%. It's only a 30-second cooldown, which makes it really viable. The next set of tiers for level 45 talents, we have the Life Cycles, Spirit of the Crane, and Miswrap. Now, I'm kind of interchanging between Life Cycles and Miswrap. I didn't really choose Spirit of the Crane because I'm not planning on fist weaving. If you were, I would also recommend you do that. But as far as that goes, I like Miswrap and Life Cycles. I chose to go with Miswrap because I want to be a little bit more mobile. It makes it to where your enveloping mist is 10% increased healing, and also that you can cast Suited Mist on the move, which is something small. You shouldn't really be casting Suited Mist as much as possible, but it's a nice little passive effect, so if you're not moving or anything like that, it's great to have as a talent. Life Cycles, however, is really good since we're going to be using mana a lot. Enveloping Mist is reduced the cost of your Vivify by 20%, which means that it procs, and so we can save a bunch of mana because Vivify is a smart heal, and it does cost a lot to heal. So with that 20% damage reduction and Enveloping Mist, it makes it a little bit viable for us. Sorry, I'm kind of sick, guys. Okay, next is the level 60 talents. We have the Ring of Peace, Song of Chi, and Leg Sweep. It's obviously a no-brainer. You would definitely go with the Leg Sweep. It is an AoE stun, and you get to knock down enemies, so it's very good for fights where at spawn up or you want to hurry up and get something off you. It's very good. It gives you 5 whole seconds. It's a no-brainer. Go with that. Next on the talent is the level 75 talent tree. We have Healing Elixir, Diffuse Magic, and Dampen Harm. Personally, this is interchangeable depending on the fight. If you're going to go into a lot of heavy melee, a lot of adds, I would go with Dampen Harm. If it's going to be a lot of magic or AoE effects, I would definitely choose Diffuse Magic. But for the best passive ability, I would definitely say go with Healing Elixir. Just in case you get almost one-shotted, it kind of helps you out a little bit to know what's going on, so you don't have to really worry about healing yourself up pretty fast. And you get 2 charges of it, so you can kind of use it to heal yourself up. And it's only like a 30-second recharge. It's really good. It's basically like your personal healing potion, in my opinion. Next, we have the level 90 talents. We have Refreshing Jade Wind, Chi-Ji, which is what I chose, and then we have Summon Jade Statue. Refreshing Jade Wind uses too much mana and is not really good. It requires you to be within 8 yards of your opponents, and I'm pretty sure if you're in raids, you're going to be stacked out, so it's going to be kind of hard for you to get the full effect of this. Chi was a really good talent choice in my opinion. I think it's one of my favorites so far. Besides having this crazy bird heal everybody, is usually main for like if you can see like spike damage is about to come up, or you predicting that a bunch of damage is going to be taken against your raid group, and you need to prevent that. Chi basically goes around healing every single person that he can touch, and it's really great. I love it. The only thing about it is it's a 3-minute cooldown, so it's not as effective as Summon Jade Serpent Statue, which is more passive fight. So I would go with this if you're going with fights such as you're getting constant damage going on to the raid group, and you just need a passive healing effect. Okay, time for the level 100 talents. Now, these are a really interesting choice. I decided to go with Focus Thunder. Really because I'm going to be using this spell a lot, and it's great to have these instant casts. Enveloping Mist, you can press that 2 times to put it on your tanks. You also get charges of Renewing Mist where it doesn't use the cooldown. The more hots it is, the better. And also that, you get 2 charges. You're going to be using this spell primarily a lot during your rotation, and it makes it easier for us to heal and, get these cast out as many hots as possible. Manatee, however, is also really good too, because let's say if you're going with fights that have high mana usage, 50% of it is reduced, so you can spam your Essence Font, which is your AoE heal. Now you have your Vivify, which heals 3 targets at once, and you have your Envelop and Miss and so on, and it's really good to handle, and it's only a 90-second cooldown, so it's really good. You also have Rising Thunder, which pretty much, if you're not going with Spirit of the Crane, I wouldn't recommend this. It does reset the Thunder Focus T, but however, the Rising Sun Kick is a 10-second cooldown. So unless you plan on Fist Weaving, I really don't think you should go into that. But next we'll talk about into our stats and what is needed for us to be viable in the next patch. Now, as far as stat goes, we'll be going into our stat categories. I mean, it pretty much remains the same thing as it did last patch. However, things are a little bit changed. We're not focused with multi-strike anymore, which is really good. I didn't really like multi-strike. I felt like it didn't really do us any justice with the healing class. So what our standard priority is going to go into is going to be Intellect, of course, for a high, more damage numbers is great for healing. Intellect is pretty much a no-brainer. You're going to get that either way it goes. Our secondary stacks will involve Critical Strike, which doubles the amount that we heal, which is really good since we're going to be throwing out a lot of heals. The more crit we have, the better it is. Versatility, because obviously it increases damage and healing done. Preferably healing if you're misweaving, or if you're fist weaving, I guess a little bit helps. Not so much Mastery, which would be the next one, because it only really gives us the Gust of Mist effect, which basically is a passive move that when you use Renewing Mist, Enveloping Mist, or F-Fuse, you passively send like a Gust of Mist to nearby targets, healing them for about 16,000, which is, it's really nice to have, but it isn't really one of the main things that we're focused on. And the next but not least is Haste. But that pretty much sums it for the Mistweaver tutorial. I mean, I didn't go too into detail on things for the sake of the video not being as long. I really wanted to make it like a little quick guide. As more things go in as we progress into the new expansion, if it needs to get a little bit more specific, I'll release another video as far as Mistweaver. But I think this is pretty great for us to just start off going into the next expansion with a somewhat idea how to change. The class has changed a lot, some for the better, some for the worse, but being that Mistweaver is not the most played healer right now, it's a perfect time to try it out. It's really fun. I enjoy it. I can't wait to the next expansion. But anyways, guys, Rage Fist out. Thank you for watching. Please comment, subscribe, send me an email if you guys want any ideas on any other videos that I can do. I'm still starting up the channel, so bear with me. This is like one of my first videos making, so I know it's may look clunky or whatever, but I promise it'll get better. But anyways, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.